Welcome to another episode of The Unexpected Detour. Tonight's episode is dedicated to our sister, Angie Money. Angie Money was a breast cancer survivor. She recently passed away. She got breast cancer at the age of 35. She was diagnosed with stage 3. The year later, she was diagnosed with stage 4, but she was very resilient. So that's why this episode is for her. I want everybody to know just how resilient this girl didn't give up at nothing. She kept going and going and going until the end. So if you ever look at her Instagram page called the Neighborhood Hope Dealer, you can see all about Angie there, and you'll learn a lot about her. She was really, really, really a special person to us. So with that, now we'll get started with things that bothered us or we had concerns regarding our diagnosis or going forward. So, Tisha, would you like to start first?
Sure, I'll start first. Um, so let me see. Things that bothered me or that I constantly worried about, when I got my diagnosis was like if it's gonna spread or, if I get rid of it, is it gonna come back? Which that is like I feel like it's a very valid question that just kind of lingers in the back of your mind, even after you've been through treatment. It's just kind of something that you never get over. I haven't started, getting scans and anything like that, but I know other breast cancer survivors who still have that question when they go, and it's terrifying. Like it's just something that kind of shake you to your core because you're constantly wondering if it's going to come back. And since it can come back in different parts of your body, you kind of wonder like, is it going to be the same? Is it going to come back somewhere else? Is it going to be more aggressive? It's just a lot of things that kind of worry you. Um, I'll say something else that I didn't like was or something else that bothered me when I got my diagnosis was dealing with some of the doctors. I did switch providers because I just didn't like the way, that they were talking to me. And I feel like they were trying to, or not all of them, but just this one particular one was just trying to dismiss how I felt or questions that I had. So I was like, no, I need a new provider because you are not the one for me. You're not gonna make me feel like like I don't matter and like my feelings are irrelevant.
I understand that. I understand that. Tish, Tamika, what did you have concerns about? Because I know you probably got a whole lot of them, right?
Mostly the concerns that I had was, like Tish said, is will it come back and where will it come back to? Because especially with the type of breast cancer I had, that is reoccurrence is at a higher rate. Not only for the stage that I had, but also for I guess you would say the ethnicity or the race that I am with African American women. So those was one of the concerns. The other concerns was the after effects. I never really thought about the mental after effects of having chemo and surgery. I was more so thinking of the appearance, but it's really not just the appearance that you have to worry about. It is more so a mental and emotional journey that you will constantly and forever be in because of the uncertainty that the doctors cannot tell you you can or will not get cancer again,
Yeah.
because that's just like contraceptive, 99%. You can't get 100%, and they can't give you that. It's more so you just have to do the things to try to prevent it as much as possible. But even with that, it's still an uncertainty with that.
Because I was reading something about these different symptoms of,
Mm,
of breast cancer, and I remember I had this rash on my nipple.
mhm,
I thought it was eczema, so
mhm,
never associated that with breast cancer.
mhm,
I just
mhm,
know it would be a rash and it would get crusty. I would put the cortisone cream on it and it would come off. But then it
mhm,
kept coming back, but it was always itching, this one breast. So I
mhm,
just thought it was something that women go through, you'd be like, oh, my breast is itching. But for me, it was a constant thing. And it's so ironic that the more I researched, I found out that that was one of the symptoms, and I never knew that.
mhm. Because even with them saying breast pain is not a symptom, I've heard some people say that was one of their symptoms of having breast pain in a certain area of their breast or something radiating in their breast, even though they say that's not a symptom, but it is.
Exactly. A lot of
Yeah.
things we overlook
Mm-hmm.
are really symptoms. And I'm like, this is really crazy. You know how long that breast, it itched for years and I never knew it. But I
Mm-hmm.
knew I had the dense breast.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
that was one thing that always bothered me. I was like, what is this dense breast? They would tell you it's just fatty tissue there.
Mm-hmm.
But it's
Mm-hmm.
really fatty tissue hiding masses behind you.
Mm-hmm.
And I
Yeah.
was like, wow. And I always wondered, maybe had they done something sooner, maybe they would have found it quicker. Or
But
maybe
I
they were
also
supposed to find it then. Maybe they were supposed to find it at the time they did.
right, and it's always been as long as I've been knowing, until I got breast cancer, it's always when you do your self check, you're looking for a lump. And
Right.
until I got breast cancer and go to these different seminars and different things from different organizations where they have the experts there about it's not just the lump you're looking for. You're looking for a rash, you're looking for dimpling, you're looking for um, not what you feel, but also what you see.
Mm-hmm.
And that was never taught to me um, by anyone, GYN, any of that. That it's just always, do your self check and checking for lumps. And so in your mind, you're looking for lumps, but it's not. Breast cancer don't always come as a lump.
Yeah. What's clear to the eye, we don't see it as being associated with breast cancer.
Mm-hmm.
Just think it's just something.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, I put that cortisone cream on, it would come off, and the next week it was back again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I understand that. I would be like, oh, my breast itch. I just go put some lotion on and don't itch no more. I'm fine. Then it itching again later. I'm just like, what is going on?
Mm-hmm.
So you experienced that itch too then.
I did.
Mm-hmm.
I had
I
no
did.
idea until I started reading, and it said
Mhm.
it could be a rash on your nipple.
Mm-hmm.
And that was like you said, this is not something doctors tell you. These are
Right.
things that you find out after the fact.
Mm-hmm.
After you've had this disease, then you go back and look and you're like, wow, this was
Mm-hmm.
there all along, and I never had any kind of association with it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
None.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any other concerns you have, Tisha?
No, I agree with Tamika with the whole chemotherapy thing and the concern for it. Um, I was definitely curious of the effects it would have on my body, both like during and after. Like I had a wealth of different symptoms or different things going on when I was going through chemo. Like I had insomnia. They had to lower my steroids. I couldn't sleep. I was nauseous. Certain things just made me I just was sick to my stomach sometimes. I had typical like your hair fall out, but it was like other things like my fingernails turned black and then they were falling off and then they were smelly. I was just like, what is going on? Y'all didn't tell me, like y'all
You
told me
had
my
that
hair might
red
fall
one?
out. Second,
You had that red one or no?
yeah. I had
Mm-hmm.
the red one.
Mm-hmm.
It was like I think that part was the most brutal. Like I felt terrible every
Mm-hmm.
time. And then it's like just when I start to feel better, I have to go back in for another cycle. So it's just like,
But it
but
wasn't
like
every day or every week, was it?
no, I did when I did the red one, I did it every other week
Oh,
for
okay.
2 months.
Did they
Yeah, I
come
did it
in there
every
with
other week for
hazmat
2 months.
suits on?
No,
Because
they didn't
somebody
wear
said,
hazmat suits, just gloves, mask, regular.
Yeah,
because
with
somebody,
mine, it wasn't necessarily like a hazmat suit, but it was more so a protective gear
oh,
because
Mm-hmm.
of the toxins that's in that particular chemo concoction. It's like
Yeah.
a cocktail that they mix together for the red devil.
Mm-hmm.
because I was told you can't be near people or you can't have sex because of the chemo.
Because the skin that particular
Comes
chemo
through your pores.
cocktail is
Yeah.
very toxic, and
Oh,
it's oozed through your pores. You don't see it, but you can smell it, and you
Yeah, you
oh,
can
can definitely smell it.
it
hmm
smelled that bad?
It just
yes.
smelled like sick.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a totally different
It just
smell.
like it smelled the way it make you feel.
okay. Oh, because I
It's
know,
like ugh.
Lisa, you haven't gone for your any scans yet, right?
No, I haven't started going for scans yet.
When do you start?
I think it'll be like sometime next year, because then
Oh,
I'll be 3 years. Um, April will put me at 2 years. So
oh. So
yeah.
when you got a mastectomy, they don't do you every year?
Mm-mm. Not from what I read. Like they gave me like when I first got my diagnosis and I first met my breast surgeon, they gave me like a breast cancer guide, kind of
Mm-hmm.
sort of like a book with, all these questions and stuff that I might have and schedules and little cutouts and everything, which it was really helpful. It had like other people's stories in it and stuff. And then after I finished my treatment, they gave me a survivorship book to match the original breast cancer diagnosis book. So I haven't really looked at that one so much, but from what I have researched, I think it generally starts or scans normally start like after 3 years, maybe. So for some people.
Well, okay. Because I have
Yeah.
every year.
Yeah, and I
Mm.
have mine. They started out with 3 months, then 6 months, and now I'm on the 9 months. And then after, I want to say after this one, it's supposed to go to either another 9 months or a year. And I want to say the reason why I know in my case, it was because I think they're gonna do that up to 5 years. You know,
Mhm.
the 5 year mark. Because I know with triple negative, if it is gonna reoccur, it normally comes back between the 2 and 5 year range.
I think all of them are like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Mine, even though I'm triple positive,
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't in the survivorship program until 5 years.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All that time, I was going for scans.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and believe you me, it's nerve-wracking.
Mm-hmm. It is.
Because you have scan anxiety because, like you said, you don't know if it came back or I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it's really, really nerve-wracking, you know.
Yeah.
Then they used to give me my results right then and there, but now I have to wait till I get it on that portal. So
Yeah, but no, that's even worse to
yeah,
me because when they started sending it on the portal, being that I work in medical coding, I would go in there and read my own report and start
right.
seeing
See?
stuff and like, wait a minute, this don't look right. Why is
Yeah,
this and why is it measuring this? And then once I go see the doctor and I'm like, well, why did it say they seen a spot on my liver? And why does it, and he's like, it's not nothing to be concerned. I'm like, but it's there. So why is it there? So it has you in a spin. So what they stopped doing for me, they stopped putting it in the chart at all.
Oh,
I
so you
literally
don't
had to
see
wait to
yours
my doctor's
anymore.
appointment.
Now you can't see nothing.
They knew you were gonna see it, so they started
Uh-huh.
putting yours in there, huh?
They
Yes,
said they're gonna fix you.
And
yes.
me, I would read it and like get the computer up, look up each word and stuff.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
I know everything, but didn't. No, because it was all wrong. Because
Mhm.
I just found out what this grade thing is. I didn't know
Mm-hmm.
grade.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I had that question. I was like, grade? What grade? I thought stage and grade was the same
I
thing.
did too. I thought
Mhm.
it was the
Mhm.
same thing, but they're two different things.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I was like, I mean, it took me a while to sit down there and I'm like, I'm reading this thing and I'm like, huh? I'm just
Mm-hmm.
reading something today where it's telling me the diagnosis that I had. Because
Yes.
I never wanted to, I just had to process it.
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
knew I had breast cancer, had to process it. I knew nothing about the rest of
Right.
the stuff. I just knew I had chemo, radiation, and that Herceptin. And
Mm-hmm.
now I take that anastrozole. Do you have to take anything? No, right?
I take tamoxifen, and I get a Lupron injection every month.
You too, to Tamika?
No, I don't take anything. Yeah.
You had a double mastectomy too, right?
Yeah, I had a double mastectomy, but the type of with the triple negative, that I did the Red Devil and I did the Keytruda, but I didn't have to take anything afterwards. No radiation.
Oh, that's
Oh,
good.
Um, yeah, none of that.
Tisha, you didn't have to
Yeah,
take
I did. I take like I said, I take tamoxifen and I get a Lupron injection monthly. And then I did radiation
Hmm.
after I finished chemo.
Hmm.
So yeah, with the I guess with the Lupron and everything, I think it's 10 years for the
Hmm.
tamoxifen and the Lupron. So yeah, that's where we at.
Oh,
Hmm.
okay. Oh, so
Hmm.
what's your diagnosis?
I was stage 1A prior to surgery, and then after I was stage 1B invasive ductal carcinoma.
But I'm saying, like we're talking about that triple negative, triple positive. Which one did
Oh
you get?
no, mine's it was just BRCA, like I was BRCA with the BRCA gene. So they said it was hereditary. And I was like, well, I don't know anybody that had it. Like I was HR I think it's HR positive negative for both of
So
them or something like that.
estrogen. Yours wasn't. Let's see, the
Or
HR
it
positive.
was ER/PR positive. That's what it was. So that's
Okay.
why I take the Lupron to, I guess, subdue my hormones and my reproductive system because my cancer was feeding off of my hormones. So they wanted to stop that so that it wouldn't grow.
Yeah, because it seems like both of them are aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
It's just that the triple positive can be treated with drugs, whereas the negative can't. That's
Yeah.
what it was. It says the negative can only be treated with chemo, but the triple positive, they can give you those hormone medicines that
Hmm.
drive you crazy. Well, I mean, they gave you hot flashes, everything, craziness.
Indeed. Indeed.
Yep,
I went and bought like a little portable charging
fan, right?
fan to keep in my purse. I take that thing everywhere.
Yeah, because you'd be hot and you'd be like, where's this heat coming from?
Man, what? It's like them hot
Hmm.
flashes come straight from the pits of hell.
Yeah. And they don't last long either. That's
Mm,
what's crazy. It
Mm-mm.
lasts like
They
a
in and
minute.
out real quick.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like a minute, and it's like, oh, it's cool again. Yeah,
Hmm.
Yeah.
me. That's
It's
me.
like
Not
your own
fast.
personal summer.
That's what my pastor calls it. So he was like, I know some of you all have a personal summer in here because and it's the winter time. So he knows the personal summer. Yeah, I'm sorry the other ladies weren't
Crazy.
on here to join in with us, but this is fun.
Yeah,
It is
and I know another concern that I didn't, that I have and had, still have, um, the long term effect of chemo. I like to watch GMA, and last month they was talking about how chemo can affect with the chemo and heart disease, the relationship that it can be damaging to your heart and probably damaging to other organs, even though it is there to fight the cancer, but it breaks down other organs and even with your cognitive ability, where putting words together, putting sentences together, pausing before you say something because you sure is if it's that's what I want to say or is it not what I want to say. So those also are things that I feel like they really don't tell you. They only tell you like the general side effects or the things to look out for. And I know yesterday, I think I sent you guys in the group chat about I have we have another breastie that actually reached out to me and we was talking about hair on the breast. And I said, what you mean you got hair on your breast? And it just threw
Yeah,
me. Yeah, because we both
Oh, the
had,
growing on her
I
breast.
had
yeah, we
hair that would grow on one of my nipples, and so I
I
would pluck
did
it.
too. It would grow right out of the nipple.
Yeah,
so
with
that
just one
was before or after your
That was
surgery?
before the
before.
cancer.
It's
Okay, see,
before.
I never experienced that.
Yeah, it
So
would
when
be
she
some piece of
said
hair that
that,
would grow right out of the nipple.
Yeah,
yeah, when
it
she
would
said,
grow right out.
yeah, when she said that, I'm like, what are you talking about? She said, you know, that's a side effect of the deep flap. I was like, are you sure? Are you serious? And I Googled first I Googled side effects of deep flap. And the regular side effects came on. I said, well, don't say nothing about hair growth. And then I said, well, let me be more specific. So I said, is hair growth a side effect of deep flap? And it literally came up. And once I started reading it and me and her both started talking, I said, it kind of makes sense because if that's your lower abdomen and it's closer to your pubic area, that
Oh,
would be
so
the area where your hair follicles are. And like in my case, before I had breast cancer and before I had the surgery, I near my navel area, I used to get like strands of hair. So in that area, you do have hair follicles, which when they're taking your muscles and the fat, they're taking the hair follicles as well and putting them on your breasts.
right.
So that's where
Oh, so that's
it's,
why but see, I had the hair before I even had
and,
Yeah,
and
the
I had
someone
hair
else
nipple was
told me
there.
before.
that
It was
too.
way before I had
Yeah.
breast cancer too.
Yeah,
It was
someone
just
else
hair
told me.
growing out of the nipple.
Right, someone told me that too, and I was like, really?
Yeah.
And so I sent
And it would always
the
be this one strand of hair. And it was
right,
long too, you know.
Yeah,
right,
it was
and
long.
It was a long
yeah.
piece of hair.
And
And I
that's
Yeah.
what
was
she was
like,
telling me. And then I reached out to another breastie that had a deep flap because me and this particular young lady, we had the same doctor, but we had different breast cancers. Then I had another breastie. We had different doctors, but the same breast cancer. And she said yes. When I sent it to her, she said, yeah, it's like a little peach fuzz. And she said it'll subside over time because she said it happened to her when she first had her surgery, like a couple of months, almost to a year after. And she
so
saw the
that's coming from near where the pubic hair is, that skin or something?
yes, because it's your hair follicles in that area because when they cut you to do the deep flap, it's your lower abdomen, which is closer to
Oh,
your pubic area.
oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah, yeah.
okay.
So I said it made sense.
Yeah,
It makes
it
sense.
makes sense.
If you're transferring fat and you have hair follicles in that area, it's going to transfer with the fat.
Right, and the
Okay.
skin and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now, what I'm gonna miss Angie sending us those messages. I'm just thinking about her.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
she
Yeah.
sent us the message about the hair
Mm-hmm.
and how the braids, be careful with the braids now.
Yes.
Okay. They
Yes.
you gotta wash them first, that hair
Yes.
with I think it's apple cider vinegar they
Mm-hmm.
wash
Mm-hmm.
it. Yeah. Because it has
Mm-hmm.
some contaminants in it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's probably why I can never wear it because I would put it in, take it out the next day.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It
And
is.
not just the type of hair and making sure you care for it, but the tightness on your edges or your
Yeah.
scalp. So when I first started growing my hair back, I went to the hair show, it was the Black Expo here, and I was talking to two young ladies, one that actually do scans on your scalp to see the health through your scalp, and then it was one person where she does products that's paraben free, cruelty free, and we was talking about me getting braids, and I was like, "Oh, I'm ready to get braids," and she specifically told me, she said, "Not yet." She said, "Just because your hair done grew back, it's not time for you to put tension on your hair, because once
Right.
you do that, it's gonna fall right back out." And she gave me
Because
the
it's fresh.
example.
You should
Yes,
fresh hair that is just growing and it's real, real fine.
yes, yes.
I
So
learned the
she,
hard way.
yeah,
Because
yeah.
You put them
when
in
my
there when
hair
it
started
started
growing
growing back.
back,
Mm-hmm.
my hair started growing back, I didn't get braids immediately, like, but I wanted something so that, you know, my hair would look nice and everything. So I went and I got like a quick weave. And it's like it
No.
wasn't no tension or anything pulling on my hair, but
Mm.
when I took it out, like I didn't have any edges. I was like, oh my
Oh
God.
boy. Yeah, they messed it up, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just like, oh my, what did I do? So I was like, no, I'm gonna
It's
stay away
bad
from that.
that we women, this is our thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, for me, it took me a long time to realize I don't need the hair to make me. I make me.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
It is a cultural shock.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
I must confess, I used to make fun of women that I saw with a boy because I didn't know that they had cancer.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I didn't know if they had alopecia.
Mm-hmm.
I thought they were just, trying to make a statement.
Mm-hmm.
But they looked so pale in their face, so I couldn't put two and two together. I said
Mm-hmm.
I had to repent when it happened to me.
Mm-hmm.
As
Mm-hmm.
I sat there and I said I would sit there and I would be like, look at them. They don't have no hair. What's wrong with them?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And that there was something wrong with them medically.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sitting there just sitting there laughing to myself. And I said, God gonna strike me down. Mm-mm-mm. But Angie, back to Angie. Angie also was taking, Tisha was there when she was taking her holistic stuff. Remember?
Uh-huh. Yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
do remember.
She was doing holistics. And it
Hmm.
seemed to be working for her.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
She was saying how the opiates, it had her addicted.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
And she got herself off of that for 30 days. She wouldn't take it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And she got off of there. She started doing her cleansing and everything. That's why I said she was really, really a fighter.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think about her and I think about all the times we all complain. And I
Mm-hmm.
think about what she went through, that she didn't give up at all.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
Yeah, yeah. That's why I
Mm.
said I wanted this to be dedicated to her because she was damn sure a resilient young lady.
Yeah, I seen a
I
couple
told,
some of the
yeah,
pictures of
she had
her.
her
Hmm.
pussy talk, and I won't say the word, but it's not what people think it is. And I think she was trying to get a point across of women who go through breast cancer, and how we lose that sensation,
Mhm.
but men don't understand that,
Mhm.
think it's something wrong.
Mhm.
but they have to understand, this is like a cultural shock.
Mm-hmm.
You're losing parts of your body. Your mind is taking over. Your body is going through a lot of changes, and then they just walk away, which she did say that, I think her boyfriend was abusing her, I think, right? Yeah.
Mm.
You know, and then she did find somebody that was cleaning up her diapers for her.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
I believe that was her message
Mm-hmm.
in her pussy talk. And
Mm-hmm.
she always would have her mantra every morning. Good morning, you beautiful people, and you ugly MFs too.
Yep.
So I was on the phone with her and I said, Angie, who is that for? She was like, the ones that wanted me dead. That's who
Ooh.
that was for. Yeah.
Ooh.
Because if you ever look at one of them, she'll say, uh-huh, I'm still alive. Y'all thought I was dead, didn't you?
Mm.
Yeah. I was
Mm.
like, wow, yeah, she was really, really powerful. To
She
Mm-hmm.
know her, to
was.
talk to her the little bit of time, she was
Hmm.
really something special, especially when she was on that podcast and she was getting that Instacart. Yep, she told them to hold on. I'm on a call right now. Just leave the stuff at the door. Like, okay. She had a bathrobe on and everything. Nobody ever saw it because I never recorded it where you could see it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's the actual first one. Nobody ever saw what she looked like, but it was so funny. Me and Zaynab, we be cracking up. And Tisha, we be cracking up. That's how much love she had, and she was very passionate about this disease. So
Mm-hmm.
we gotta continue to fight, to bring awareness to this, because this is really something else, especially when I see young women getting it.
Yes, and they're
Oh,
getting it more and more and younger these
yeah,
days, and that's the part where
it's
it's
heartbreaking.
heartbreaking. Yeah,
Yes.
heartbreaking
Yeah, that's why
because
I'm glad
we
I have this little community of you all, because I'm the oldest one here. I know that. I'll be 68, so everybody else is younger. So, but it's good for me because I had given up on talking about breast cancer.
Mhm.
And then when I met Zaynab, and then when I met you all, and then when I met Angie, and then she passed away, I said, you know what? I'm not gonna let this go.
Oh
Got
no.
to be a cure. I know there's a cure out there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But what are they waiting for? It's like Henrietta Lacks, her genes. Why aren't they using that?
Mm-hmm.
It did the AIDS thing. They use it for AIDS.
Yeah.
Why not use it for breast cancer? I think they use it for another cancer too, but they're not using it for breast cancer. Why is that? Because Black people are the ones that are disparaged the most.
And possibly because they get more money from breast cancer, the pharmaceuticals, the
Yeah, they get more
doctors.
money, but if
Yeah,
you get
because
more money,
you got to think about the surgeries, the chemo compared to the other cancers. Yes, they go through chemo and radiation, but as far as like I call it the amputation of it all, they don't have to necessarily go through that. Only certain other cancers where you can, remove a kidney, remove a lung, remove a, with the prostate and remove stuff. But most other cancers, it's just like you get treated and then, you do your radiation or not, and then you cured or either, God forbid, terminal. So I just feel like breast cancer is such a big business. That's
yes,
why
for
they
big
chose,
pharma.
yeah, for big
Yeah.
pharma, and that's why they chose not to find a cure yet or not to give the cure out yet.
Yeah, especially with so many people getting it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and
Mm-hmm.
it's a lot of young people, and I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
I'm trying
Mm-hmm.
to figure out what is this correlation? What is it? Did everybody
And
have this BRCA gene or something?
and this year alone, I seen the numbers where they saying that men are getting
Yeah,
it more this year.
yes, yes, yes,
Mm-hmm.
they are. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But then I met somebody, there was a man, and his mother had the BRCA gene.
Mm.
He carried the BRCA gene. He never got cancer, but his daughter got it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, his daughter
Yep.
got the breast cancer because he
Mm-hmm.
was really, really heartbroken because he blamed himself.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, don't blame yourself, you know. Didn't I mean you had the BRCA gene, but you can't say it's your fault.
Right. Right.
Yeah, he was
Right.
really distraught.
Mm. Mm.
So that's why I said we have to keep this going. You got
Mm-hmm.
more people that want to come and talk. We're open to it. You know, I mean, I need to hear these different stories because my story is completely different.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people, I don't know a lot of people that have their triple positive. I'm
Mm-hmm.
running across people who have triple negative,
Mm-hmm.
and that's
Mm-hmm.
what it is. And then they have stage 4, and I'm trying to figure out why.
Mm-hmm.
And why? But Angie made me keep going. When after her being on here and I saw how hard she fought, how she sat there or in the hospital and she was told to write a will because she was
Mm.
gonna live. Because you imagine, you're told to write a will because you're not going to live.
Mm-hmm.
She did come out, she did all right. And then that last time when she was texting me, that was it. Her feet had gotten swollen, so I said it's probably in her lungs.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't in her brain, but that was it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. And she has a daughter. That's sad too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's very sad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she has a daughter. She did get rid of the dog, though. Remember the dog? He had a dog. She found that dog and she nursed that dog back to health. I was like, where's that dog? She said, I had to get rid of him, but she took care of him, and I think that helped her get better too.
Mm-hmm.
It was a
Mm-hmm.
responsibility. Yeah, because she had oils, all kinds of stuff. And
Mm.
she was a hustler. She was a
Mm-hmm.
real estate agent. She was doing all of this at her young age.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Mm.
These are things that people didn't know about her.
Right.
I,
Because a
I,
lot of times people know you as for breast cancer. They don't know
right,
your story. They don't know your
right.
backstory. They don't know your prison story. But they know you got cancer. That's
Yeah.
all they see you as cancer. And she was more than that.
Yes, that girl got 42,000 K followers on Instagram, and she ain't here no more.
Mm.
Mhm. She's not here, but she must have made an impact some kind of way that
Mm-hmm.
people
Definitely.
follow her because she made an impact. I believe if you followed her, she made an impact on you. To
Yeah.
see her laying in the bed crying and talking about that will, I mean, and then when she had the lump on her neck, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
she showed everything. She was
You
very
did.
transparent.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't take anything for granted about what she was going through. She was really bringing awareness to what was going on with her.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And people just her interviews with the men were funny though. You ever saw the interviews?
No.
Oh my, go back on her YouTube channel and look at interviews. You would crack, even her podcast, you would crack up. You have those men blushing with
Mm-mm.
what she's talking about. Yeah. That's how much that's what an impact she really made.
Mm-hmm.
As I still get people liking her picture on my page saying that they're gonna miss her.
Mm-hmm.
For those ugly, you know what? I guess
Mm-hmm.
they miss her. We do miss her.
She definitely had a huge personality. Like
Yeah,
she was a giver for sure.
yeah. Tamika, weren't you on the first one too?
No, I wasn't on the first one. I think I met her. I think I met her on one of the podcasts but I know her face looked familiar when I saw the pictures. So I'm pretty sure I saw her a
You
couple
might
of
follow
times.
her on her she has 2 pages, but she is on Facebook as Angie.
Mm-hmm.
on Instagram as the No Hope Dealer. I mean,
Got
the neighborhood, what's it, the neighborhood
The
hope?
neighborhood hope dealer.
Yeah,
you.
I was
Yeah.
like, that now I know why she was the neighborhood hope dealer. She was
Yeah.
bringing hope to everybody in the neighborhood. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, she
Mm.
did it. She did it, and she left, but she left an impact on a lot of people, I'm sure. A
Yeah.
a lot, especially me and Zaynab. We be talking about her, how we miss her for her
Mm.
craziness. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I guess Tequila, she might have forgotten. She didn't come on, but next time.
Next
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, next time it'll be next month. So when am I getting the interview from Miss Tisha? Whenever you're ready,
Okay.
I'll be ready. I will be ready. Let me know. I got Tamika's.
Mhm.
She gave me hers, which
Mhm.
was
Okay.
really
Okay.
good. You listen to hers?
No, Stu. I've
Oh,
been.
I
I
know
have a
you've been
lot going
busy.
on.
You got you got a lot going on right now.
Got a lot going on.
I'm gonna let you get some rest because you got a lot going on.
Mhm.
And I'm gonna end it and I thank you ladies for participating and we're gonna send our love to Angie's family and we will keep them in our prayers.
Yes, absolutely. Much love and much hugs. And we're
Yes,
gonna miss you, Angie.
yes,
We
yeah,
will.
yeah, we sure are. We definitely gonna miss her. I almost cried today thinking about her, but we will miss her.
Mm.
Yeah.